Colloidal gold. Here's what I used to do. I used to have this apartment in Soho, and it was so far from any health food store, and I'd get like 12 of the gold from Chad, and I'd have them at my apartment, and then there's no way I can drink the tap water. Even I had a whole system put on my water there that would like filter the heck out of everything and bring it down to total solid materials down to less than a half a part per million. I'd drink it, I'd get sick. I couldn't drink it. I couldn't drink even though it was filtered to death. I still couldn't drink the water. So then I'd be in my apartment, I'd be typing away, then I'd get up and try to distract myself. And then I'd get thirsty. So that's how I really got into Gold Rush. That is actually because I got a bunch of it from Chad and I keep shipping it to my house. Next thing you know, I'm like, okay, let me just start drinking this stuff. And so I started drinking it instead of spring water. And it's interesting because I noticed from Dr. Gabriel Cousins' research on our stress defense shield, which is serotonin, I noticed that something was going on with that. Like it just builds up a barrier to the stress. Now that's really important to learn. How many people know about serotonin and have heard about it before? The more serotonin, by the way, every single living thing on the earth, even bacteria, produces serotonin. How many people knew that?
Say that again.
Every living thing on the earth produces serotonin, even bacteria. So as you know, we think of serotonin just in us. It is not just in us. For example, cacao beans contain serotonin. They help build up that stress defense shield. Actually, almost everything contains serotonin, but some things have a lot more than others. Now, gold, from the Steiner perspective, any Rudolf Steiner fans in here? From the Steiner perspective, gold is on the octave of the sun, which is also the octave of Jesus, which is also the octave of the heart, which is the same octave that cacao is on. Does that make sense to everybody? See, the way Steiner understood the world is not like everything is like these different categories or different things. He understood everything as a frequency. And so certain things are in that frequency and certain things are in another frequency. Like colloidal silver is on the same frequency as the moon. You got that? Okay, so that's super fascinating. So also that's on the same frequency as spring water, the moon. Colloidal silver, spring water, as it comes out ice cold. And those are all on the same frequency. And I could do a whole seminar on that. I do occasionally, just on the different octaves of things, because some people don't understand things in the linear way that we've been taught. They need to understand it from that way, more in the octaves. Like when you hit C, it vibrates all the C's on the piano. You hit D, it vibrates all the D's on the piano. That's exactly what I'm talking about here. Middle C is the sun. Cacao would be this one over here. Gold's right here, right? And you just keep going down and you find all the octaves. Jesus, and all that. Purple on that sun octave. So when you start drinking that, you don't drink it the way I did. I drank a whole one of those in like a day because I was thirsty. That's potent stuff. You kind of drink, a little sip, take a shot, do whatever. You feel like you're a little bit stressed out. You need a little bit of like a stress defense shield, a little worn down. That's when you get into that stuff. And again, what this is kind of as we approach 2012. How many people know about this? I finally, just from studying astrologers, how many people believe in astrology? It's true. Why it's true, who knows? It's irrational. I don't know. But who knows? You know what I mean? It's like, it's true. I mean, if somebody is a Leo or if they're a Virgo or whatever, they have characteristics, it's true. Anyway, how many people knew that Pluto was conjunct with the center of the galaxy in March of this year? So what happened was in November, Pluto started moving into the center, in front of the center of the galaxy, and then literally was right in the center of the galaxy over March, and then gradually about July moved away from it, meaning that Pluto was the energies coming out of the center of the galaxy were amplified through Pluto and hitting us. And so what would happen, and I bet you this happened in your life, between November 2007 and about July of 2008, just like pretty much last month, whatever, 6 weeks ago, that there was an amplification of all the dark stuff you tried to hide in the closet. That's Pluto. Now here's where it relates here. This is the reason why this gold rush opportunity is even happening right now and why this is all developing right now. Because what's happening is in 2012, the sun goes conjunct with the center of the galaxy. So all the sun energy things amplify heart energies. And it's been happening slowly but surely because the sun and all the solar system is moving slowly and more closely into the haze of all the suns that are at the center of the galaxy. And it started happening in the late 1980s, right? And then in 2012 we'll be right there, and then that will continue on for another 20 or 30 years. Has anybody noticed that there's been this whole thing about heart energy a lot more in the last 20 years? right? Getting into the heart more, that's all part related to this. It's an astrological influence. And so gold and colloidal gold, like it was colloidal silver, now all of a sudden, now that's kind of passing, now it's colloidal gold. Why? Because it's on the heart energy, sun energy. Isn't that fascinating? Oh, amplifying out of the center of the galaxy, because the center of the galaxy has 100 million suns. 100 million suns. So that amplifies to us, and we're like, whoa. And so people ask me about 2012, that's what I tell them. Because everybody's like, do you think everybody's going to be disintegrated in 2012? Everybody's unconscious is going to die? Like, no, I don't think that's going to happen. But I can definitely say that this will happen. There's going to be an amplification of the heart energy. There's going to be an amplification of getting into feeling and less of thinking. Right? New York City is all thinking. That's why they planted ginkgo trees down there to keep people from losing their minds. Right? Because ginkgo's all about the brain. You know, get the brain, biloba, 2 lobes, right? 2 lobes of the brain. So now we're kind of moving to the point where we're getting into our heart more. And you've seen it, like especially after the 9/11, you'd actually talk to people on the street, and they'd talk to you. Changed around. I mean, I was one time standing at a street corner, and this woman starts talking to me. I find out, we had this great conversation. It turns out she's a supermodel. And I mean, this is after 9/11. I was like, this is like in Soho. I'm like, what? Normally it's just like, don't see you, don't talk to me, Change in the heart energy, getting more into feeling. And that's really what raw living foods, superfoods, and herbs do to you. That is the effect of it. The effect of it is, instead of like, you mean I have to have 3.1415926535897 milligrams of calcium at noon? What's that? Mind. Here's feeling. I feel like I want to have a cacao smoothie tonight. Cacao. Then why the whole cacao revolution now? I mean, 20 years ago, you go to somebody and say, chocolate's good for you. They go, no, it's got this, that, it can't be, it's not a health food. Can you see the flip on how that flipped around? It's all part of this as well. Okay, now, were you having fun yet?